Thank you, Phyllis.
Right.
There are my kids.
Always.
Yeah. Good morning. Whether you are joining us through the magic of the internet or sitting in these air-conditioned chairs, I'd like to welcome you to Unity of Bloomington. My name is James Kerr, and I'll be your service leader today. Our theme this week is independence from limitation, living from imagination, and understanding. Now, please join me in speaking our mission statement together. We are a heart-centered community seeking spiritual awakening and transformation by deepening our connections with God, self, and others. If you're comfortable, please stand and sing our welcome song.
Up and down, spinning round, seems things are changing almost every day. Up and down, spinning round, but I find balance, I find my way, centered in the peace of God, centered in the peace of God. There is clarity, there is wisdom, there is abundant grace, centered in the peace of God, centered in the peace of God. I am standing where love is landing, clear and open for the highest good. I am standing where love is landing, clear and open for the highest good, centered in the peace of God, centered in the peace of God, centered in the peace of God, centered in the peace of God.
Well, good morning. Just in case you don't know it, my name is Minnassa and I work here. I've been gone a couple weeks. And how wonderful. So everyone have a seat, because I just want to take some time to express my gratitude first to Joni and Carol and the initial board when I first came here for really having a contract that had mega vacation time in it. And they're like, you can take this vacation time. And in my mind, I thought, y'all don't know about me. I don't do like that. And yet, I had a beautiful, I think I was gone for 2 weeks. Thank you for being determined that I'm going to get the rest and the care that I need. So I am so appreciative, so grateful. Thank you. And then thank you, I thought, hold a reception for my mother, the woman behind the woman. And so it's funny because my mom is a foodie. You can't tell by her figure like you can tell by mine. But everyone kept talking to her, and I thought, y'all better step away because she's trying to eat. And you might find out that little sweetness is when it comes to food. So thank you so much. I want to thank Luke and Randy for stepping forward, hearing my call to speak. And thank you again, this congregation. This is how you show your love to me. When I have time off, when you receive my mother, when you receive my family, that's how you touch my heart. All the amazing, wonderful things you do for me, always, every day, consistently. But when you're good to my mama and my family, you've touched my heart in a special way. So thank you. And so today, I see, as I see in every circumstance, the divine in each one of you, love in each one of you, peace in each one of you, holiness. It is true that I know this for a fact, that my soul is welcome here, and the soul of each one of you, the true you and your human version of you, is welcome here. So in that midst, as we get ready and y'all can move around the cabin, namaste, namaste, namaste. always forget to send the kids. Andy, can I have the mic? Phyllis, is your mic working?
We dismiss the children. If you want to go to the back, we can go downstairs.
So this morning, as we come to our time of holding space and prayer, Lily sent me a text. She's like, something's going on at, don't get angry, Hobo Park, or her words, which we call it. She says, there are a bunch of police, and I don't know what's going on. So come to find out that they had Bloomington police did I don't know, some kind of thing, because there were people in the park selling drugs. And so I had a bunch of mixed feelings. Like, first of all, what kind of cretin are you that you go to people who are in their time of dire need and have drugs? Of course, if you think about it, those are the best people to be customers for drugs. People who want to medicate themselves and not deal with what's happening. You know, then my other thing is, you ain't got money for no house, but you got money for drugs, right? So I'm having all these feelings. And I thought, all right, I'm just going to submit these to my divine self and let me be compassionate. Because everyone who's in that park isn't there because of one decision, but it's been a lifetime of not their best decisions, of a lower consciousness. And then people who are selling drugs, okay, they're business people, but their model is not affirming, it's not loving, it's not empowering. And so how can we support both the police, who have a job to do, and people who are on the edge? So today, let us hold space with this truth for our community, that there is no spot where God is not. So even at that park, the presence of God is there. And may they feel that in some way. May we send that energy today. May we bless people who want to avoid their life and not live it. May we bless people who don't know their value and their worth. And that's part of what drives them to drug use. May we bless those, our mayor, the governor, our president, who have to deal with those types of things from a place of love, from wisdom and grace. And may we stand in the knowing that we know that it's not the circumstance. We speak the truth, that life is good and all is well. And we surround them now. Let's take a breath in and out. Surrounding this house first, Seminary Park, and every place where people are hurting, lonely, afraid, and don't know what to do, with the joy, the divinity, and the love that is abundant in this sacred space. Where God is, all is well. And so it is.
Everything I need to know about what lies before me. Everything I need to know about what lies before me is available to me, is available to me through the mind of God within me. Everything I need to be at peace about what lies before me. Everything I need to be at peace about what lies before me is available to me, is available to me through the mind of God within me. Everything I need to know about what lies before me. Everything I need to know about what lies before me is available to me, is available to me.
Today's inspirational reading is from the Daily Word. With understanding, my spirit is always cool. One of the best ways to remain calm in any agitating circumstance is to practice understanding. Seeking to understand gives me information and insight and eases my reactivity. It keeps my emotional thermostat dialed down if I am tempted to lose my cool. Perhaps poet Rudyard Kipling was referring to understanding in his poem If, when he wrote of the importance of keeping your head when all about you are losing theirs and blaming it on you. Properly mastered, my power of understanding gives me the strength and presence of mind to be a beacon in times of trouble or crisis. Whatever this day may bring, I will carry the light of understanding with me. I am cool in spirit. I am understanding.
She finally leaves the nest. Well, she takes a giant leap of faith and lets nature do the rest. Let me be that faithful. Let me dare to fly. Though my wings are frail, I will not fail. And there's a simple reason why. 'Cause I always know what I need to know when I need to know it. And every time I forget that so, the universe will show it. There seems to be a plan that works, and there's no way I can blow it. 'Cause I always know what I need to know when I need to know it. There's a power in the universe greater than just me, and it works a million miracles when I let it be. 'Cause I always know what I need to know when I need to know it. And every time I forget that so, the universe will show it. There seems to be a plan that works, and there's no way I can blow it. 'Cause I always know what I need to know when I need to know it. I always know what I need to know when I need to know it.
I don't know if you realize that you've got to see more of Phyllis than we usually get to see, because in the summer everyone's traveling. So we don't have Dan, we don't have Ginger, and so this is what a music director has to do, is step in. And so I'm so appreciative of her. Can we please just give her applause and thank you. Such a good thing. She's awesome at what she does. And I appreciate you, Phyllis. She's like, stop talking about me. Okay. So 3 women died and went up to heaven. St. Peter met them at the pearly gates and told them, in heaven there is only one rule: don't step on any ducks. They entered heaven and noticed there were quite a lot of ducks around. And later on the first day, one of the women actually stepped on a duck. And in a short time, St. Peter showed up with the ugliest man she had ever seen and cuffed them together. A few days later, the second woman accidentally stepped on a duck. A short time later, St. Peter shows up with another ugly man and cuffs the 2 of them together. The third woman decided she wasn't going to end up that way, so she shuffled her feet wherever she went. A few months later, St. Peter comes up to her with the most handsome man she had ever laid eyes on, cuffs the 2 of them together. After St. Peter left, she said, I don't know what I did to deserve to be cuffed to you for eternity. The man said, I don't know about you, but I stepped on a duck. There you go. Yeah, then you were like, oh, boo. Okay, listen, I don't put these stories together. I just... He's like, yeah, I got you. All right. So today we're on our power of understanding, talking about curiosity, compassion, and everyday wisdom. When I see that word curiosity, I remember I had a conversation with someone and I wasn't being very curious, but that invitation to be curious. So we're going to start with our official definition of understanding, coming from the Revealing Word, which is the Metaphysical Dictionary. It's sort of like the textbook, one of the textbooks for us at Unity. So understanding, according to the Revealing Word, written by our co-founder, Charles Fillmore, the ability of the mind to apprehend and realize the laws of thought and the relation of ideas to one another, to see the relation between cause and effect in the realm of ideas. So understanding, Charles Fillmore has the 12 powers. He has a place where that power is in your body, and then he has it related to a disciple. So where that power is at the metaphysical seat of our mind. It's right here at the prefrontal cortex. Now, what's another word for this area of our body? Wisdom region. What did you say, Emily? Right, and the third eye, right. I mean, it's very amazing because I see this sort of divine mind that I'm not sure Charles Fillmore understood, but so many of these powers are right along the chakra. So this, again, this third eye, the ajna center, that's where our understanding is. So when we're thinking about these 12 powers or the understanding, we're not talking about what the Merriam Dictionary says or what patriarchy has taught us or how we're taught to be misogynist, but that we have this textbook. That when it comes to understanding, it is about connecting to that third eye, our insight, our discernment, and our mature decision making. That is understanding, not like 2 + 2 is 4. Oh, I understand, right? That this is a beyond the physical, metaphysical. This is about a spiritual, about a bigger connection on all these terms we're talking about understanding today. So the textbook that has been the foundation of our work together on the 12 powers, of course, is the 12 Powers by Charles Fillmore. But in doing my classes, I was introduced to what could be considered a more modern take on the 12 powers. And so this book, The Divine Audacity, written by Linda Martella Whitsett, what she does is she groups the powers into 3 groups. So the first group is the powers of being, and that includes life, faith, imagination, what we're talking about today, understanding, and will. The second group is the powers of doing, which is strength, order, zeal, and elimination. And then the final group, or the third group, is the power of having, which is love, power, and wisdom. And so I was very excited to be introduced to this additional textbook in my class as I tested out of the 12 powers. And I did test out, so yay on that. But you can't see way up here. So like, how do I apply these, right? This still our sort of American, how do I do this? I want to do, and it's like, it's not about doing, it's about being. But so how do I do these 12 powers? Or how do I be these 12 powers? Or how do I incorporate the 12 powers? And I bought my book because what you can't see up here at the top, this book, that what she thinks of the 12 powers is to dare to be the light of the world. That's what divine audacity is. To live your divinity so audaciously that people want to say, what in the heck is going on with you? How do I get that? You are the light in a dark space. You are the wisdom in the confusion when the people need to understand that you are the faith when people are doubting. That's what divine audacity is about. That's what she feels the 12 powers are. So I thought this may be a new way to incorporate it, because of course the 12 powers, this big textbook by Charles Fillmore, in this more modern way. How do I apply the 12 powers to my life? Do it audaciously. Not perfectly, but live your divinity in a way to where you light up the world. So how do I do that? It's about embracing and embodying, but I got a simple little, next slide, please. So first is you set your intention, right? Set your intention, then a behavior, then it becomes a habit, then it becomes a practice, then it becomes your second nature, then it is simply who you are. It's how you be. So like usually in the mornings when I come here on Sunday, I don't have breakfast because I don't get my shake in the morning because I'm running around doing a whole bunch of other things. So last night I said, this is my intention to have my shake. So I set my little shake, put the whole thing together so that when I walked into the kitchen, my shake, the powder was there, my little blender was there, right? Set that intention. So the first way to embody these powers, to be that light, to live your divinity audaciously, is to set that as your intention, right? Because once you tell the universe, I want to be audacious in my divinity, it says, okay, here's a lot of opportunities to do that. And then the more you do it and you be it, it becomes your behavior, then your habits, then your practice, your second nature. Randy had shared something last week, talks about living as our soul, a singular outflow of universal life. That is living audaciously, that I'm just going to let my soul flow. So we're going to use divine audacity today as as the foundation for as we look at understanding today. And so what I like about it is that, again, it sort of breaks with that kind of patriarchal understanding. I'll take my next slide, Seb. Understanding is not about having the answers, right? How do I do this? How do I live like this? It's about cultivating the courage to live the questions. Oftentimes, the question is more important than the answer. And so can we have that, right? That third eye, that connection to our divinity, that connection to our intuition, to a higher form of understanding, and then be able to live in the unknown. Pema Chodron, who is a Buddhist monk, has a book, I think it's called Comfortable with Uncertainty. Right, we want to be certain about everything. So how do I do these 12 powers right? I don't know. Well, how do I apply them to my life? Not sure. But those are good questions. By asking the question, you are getting on the path. Now, you knew that I wasn't going to talk about curiosity and courage without bringing up the map of consciousness. I know Ron is happy about that, right? So again, just thinking about the people in the park, thinking about addicts. You know, I grew up in a house full of addicts. I have cousins I've never met because their alcoholism killed them before I could meet them, right? And so I learned from my mom and my aunt, when you're happy, sad, mad, food is a way to push all that down. Well, my other cousins used alcohol and drugs, right? But so I'm not saying I'm better than someone. It's just that understanding that when we're living in these lower consciousness, shame, guilt, apathy, grief, and fear, and even desire, say, well, what's wrong with desire? Because you're always wanting something outside of you. That this will make my life better. I just need this. I just need this. If this person would talk to me, if I had this type of car, okay, all that is, again, giving your power away. Well, what we believe at Unity is that the 12 powers are already within me. So I don't need something outside of me, right? So we all need a house, right? We can't just be living under the trees. We need showers and all those things. So I'm not saying that, but I'm saying, well, I'd be perfect if I. No, you're already perfect. So let's change from this. Let's get curious. Let's get courageous and say, I don't know, but I'm going to walk this path. I have an intention to step into my highest form of being. I'm not sure how to do it, but I do know that if I move forward, that if I use the tools given to me, the 12 powers, prayer, meditation, right? We all have the tools. Is do we use them? Say, well, I don't know how to use the tool. Well, Google it, right? Just get the thing and put it together. Again, this is about the path of understanding that it's not about what you know, it's about what you're willing to allow. How are you willing to expand your mind? Are you willing to do something different? I always tell the story about that I grew up in an abusive home. I actually told this story at my aunt's funeral. And afterwards, a man came up to me and he says, I know your family, so when you started with, I grew up in an abusive family, I was ready to say something, but he let me finish. So I said, I grew up in an abusive household. This is how. At 20, I was close to 30. I was the assistant pastor at a church in Pasadena, and they had a church potluck, and I got introduced to this thing called peach cobbler. And I was like, what is this piece of heaven? Where has this joyful delight been my whole life? So I go home, I tell my mom and my Aunt Patty, oh my God, I had peach cobbler today. It was so good. Do you know about that? So my mom's like, I know how to make a peach pie. I said, what? My aunt goes, yeah, I know how to make a peach cobbler. So then the next Sunday, my aunt made a peach cobbler. The next Sunday, my mom made a peach pie. And then my aunt made a peach cobbler the next Sunday, double crust. So you know what that means, crust on the top and bottom. So I say, obviously abused my whole life because I had to become an adult before I was able to eat some peach cobbler, right? So as silly as that is, again, curiosity. Are you willing? Like I could have said, well, I never had peach cobbler in my life. I'm not eating this mess. I don't know what it is, right? But curiosity said, well, I like peach and I like all things bread. So here we go. So again, this understanding is, am I courageous? Am I willing to say, am I willing? Am I accepting? This is that understanding. And that, yes, as we move on this spiritual path, there is an intellectual capacity and there's a spiritual capacity. It's both and. But I think for most of us, because we, came from a Catholic church, came from a Lutheran church or Episcopalian church, which is Catholic light. I came from a Methodist church, right? So, do these things, say your little prayer. Like my cousins were very concerned that, I don't know who told them that there used to be a baptistry in here. And like, why did they take it out? Well, I really didn't know the reason, so I made up a reason. Right? I'm like, well, I think it's because, that north wall could fall on me at any time, and so they did it to balance it. I went through this whole thing, and they're like, oh, okay. Right? They were just curious. They weren't judging, right? But I was like, let me come up with some story because I don't, right? But it can be playful and open-hearted. Like, let me do the catechism. Let me say my rosaries. Let me, do this. Spirituality is supposed to be joyful. We can have an open heart, and that's what understanding is having that divine intuition, that connection with nature, that knowing that there's something bigger than myself. In the midst of any mess I am in, there's a bigger version of myself that can fix this, that can connect to the source, to maybe not fix it, but help me live with it however it is. So 3 simple points today. Understanding is curiosity, not control. These lower vibes, shame, guilt, apathy, grief, fear, all about trying to control things. I've been giggling to myself about the president. Obama's a traitor. Now they're going to prosecute Kamala Harris. I'm like, dude, you just really trying to hide stuff. You just operate. You trying to trigger, right, this lower denominator, right? If you can hit the lowest denomination among people or lowest denominator, you can get people to react. So this fear, this shame, this anger, but, okay, we're not operating at this level no more. So that doesn't work on us. We've got to remember, be curious, be courageous. Say, well, I don't know if they got the list or not. But what I do know, someone said, let's believe what the women said about stuff. Right? Can we be curious and courageous in that way? Right? Someone in your family shares a secret with you. Every family has that Chester molester relative. And how many years was that person protected? Till someone said, no more. I'm going to say it out loud at this family meeting or family reunion. This person acted with me in a way that I didn't like. I had a woman told me years ago, a friend of hers, father, said, they were at a family event. Said, can you come help me in the garage? So she went skipping along. Well, when he got her in that garage, he had other plans for her. Every picture of her, she's like this, right? Covering herself, protecting herself. Until one day she said out loud in a group, what happened? Courage. Speak your truth. What is the truth of who you are? Not what your birth certificate said, not what your passport says about you, but who are you? Who? Can you be curious about that? And then can you be courageous to be that person? That's what understanding is. Let me expand the definition of myself. Let me see myself in my divinity, be audaciously that, and then light up every room where I go. That's what these powers about. That's what moving up this, did I say for educational purposes only? In every conversation, where can we be curious? Can we be spiritual and neurological at the same time? Can we take that time to pause, open, and observe? It's the moment in that conversation when you go, I thought I knew the answer to this, but maybe I don't. Maybe there is a different way to do this. Linda Martell reminds us that living the questions with audacity means being willing to explore without having to resolve the issue. When we choose curiosity over control, we rise on our map of consciousness into the energy of openness. Let's think of understanding as compassion. When we're stuck in judgment or frustration, like that's how I was kind of feeling about that whole thing that happened in the park. It's like, well, why are you using drugs? You need to buy a house. And what kind of jerk are you selling drugs to homeless people? Okay, let me just step back. Let me pause. And let me understand that, first of all, to be grateful that neither of those are my situation. And to take time to express the gratitude for that could have been my journey. I had to take a left or a right on certain spaces. So let me be grateful. Let me take a breath and understand that I can't fix the situation right now. And I don't have to explain what it is, but through an eyes of compassion, I understand. But for my better choices, there go I. Or the traditional form of that saying is, but for the grace of God, there go I. Divine understanding allows us to comprehend without condemning. All right, I don't have to understand exactly, but I can comprehend that you're in need, that you're running from something, you're running towards something. You need healing, you need help. And let me extend love and compassion. This is where we rise into forgiveness, acceptance, and love. Oh, so can you bring back the map of consciousness? I was ready to point to it. Right? That's how we rise up. It's like, I don't know the solution other than love and graciousness and kindness. Let me be that first. And then let me bring my intellect in, right? Maybe we just need a better spreadsheet, right? But let me be audacious in my divinity. My divinity is graciousness. It's kindness. It's love. It's an openness to say, I don't know. I see this is a hot mess. Let me put my arms around it the best I can. And then how can my other gifts come to serve? And understanding is everyday wisdom. You know, this isn't like, I'm going to go up the mountain to the guru and, right? This isn't what understanding is. This is everyday wisdom. When someone comes to you and says, say, you know what, I don't know the solution right now, but I know that where you are, God is. And I call forth the presence of the divine within you. And I know that this situation will resolve to your highest good. That's understanding. I don't know the answer, but I don't know how to solve it this way, but I know the big solution. It's the divinity within you. And I bring my divinity to meet you there. That is understanding. You know, Luke talked about, y'all listen to Minnassa? I said, yeah, that's right. Luke asked them, are they listening to me? Right? Being in alignment. One of the ways to live audaciously is just to be in alignment with your divinity. And when you have that opportunity, bring that forth. We need to stay aligned, listen deeply, and take the next step. Understanding anchors us in a knowing that transcends intellect, and assurance that we are guided always. That in the midst of doubt, in the midst of not knowing, this is what that connection, that alignment, that interaction with our third eye, or ashana, our wisdom center, is that the way is before me. Do I have the eyes to see it? And then do I have the courage to walk in that new way? Standing on the edge of I don't know, and trusting Spirit to light the way. This beautiful congregation, not easy, but this is how we live in divine understanding, being open to curiosity, being courageous to move in a new way, and choosing compassion over judgment, and understanding that it is the divinity within each one of us that is the solution to every challenge that we face or are invited to be a part of solving. All right, Seb. You know, I always have to cue Seb because the script he has and where I'm at is not always the same place, right? So I don't want people being like, Seb's not paying attention to what you do. Seb is doing an amazing job, okay? I just got a cue. All right, Seb, I'm ready for my last. So our congregational affirmation, it's kind of hard to see, but I want you to take a look at it. I'm not just wanting you to say something because I ask you to. I'm inviting you to join me in this affirmation as we move forward in embodying this power of understanding. And if you agree, let's say it together. I am curious, open, and willing to see beyond appearances. I choose compassion over judgment. I offer understanding where once I demanded answers. I am guided, I am supported, and I walk with Spirit each day. That is my prayer, and so it is.
Seek ye first the kingdom of God and God's righteousness, and all these things shall be added unto you. Alleluia, alleluia. Ask and it shall be given unto you. Seek and ye shall find. Knock and the door shall be opened unto you. Alleluia, alleluia. Alleluia, alleluia.
As we step into this sacred time of stillness, of meditation, of quietness, let's just take a moment to still ourselves, our thoughts, our racing mind, and just take a moment to allow our body, your body, to settle into your seat. Feet grounded, spine gently lifted. Let your hands rest softly in your lap, or if you want to, at your heart. Now let's take a deep, full breath in, and then a slow exhale. One more deep breath in, and slow exhale. Compassion, grace, presence, the audacity to be a shining light. This is our understanding that we can say, I'm not sure, but I know the answer is within, and I will stand with you and draw that answer from within you and me. It is a time to connect with divine mind, outside of the dictionary and the spreadsheets that have all the answers. Let us stand in this space of understanding, of I'm not sure, being comfortable with uncertainty while we are certain that we are guided, guarded, protected, and that all is well. Step into the silence knowing I am gracious, I give love, and I understand that that's what's needed in every situation. Join me again for a breath in and out, affirming the truth that I am gracious, I am loving, I am one with the one, and I understand that I have the capacity to live my life, my divine life, my true life, audaciously. One more breath in. and out. And so it is.
Hallelujah, 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 hallelujah,
We prepare now to show our gratitude for what we continue to receive. There are several ways to contribute to Unity of Bloomington. Checks or cash are always welcome, or you can use the text to give button on the screen or the donate button on the website. As the offering bags are passed, you may want to bless the bags and their contents. If you are new to us, please fill out one of our blue visitor forms in the pocket of the chair in front of you with your first impressions. Prayer request forms are also available in the pocket. Both of these forms may be dropped into the offering bag as it is passed. Now, can I ask the greeters to please come forward and for you all to join me in speaking our abundance affirmation. I am an abundant being in an abundant universe. I am not dependent on people or situations for my good. God within is the source of my supply. I always have something to give, and I consistently give it. I expect the best, I give my best, and I now attract the best in every experience.
I am open and willing to receive. I am open and willing to see all of the blessings surrounding you and me. I am open and willing to receive. I am open and willing to believe. I am open and willing to see all of the blessings surrounding you and me. I am open and willing to receive. I am open and willing to believe. I am open and willing to see all of the blessings surrounding you and me. I am open and willing to receive. I am open and willing to receive. I am open and willing to see all of the blessings surrounding you and me. I am open and willing to receive. I am open and willing to receive.
All right, can I have the greeters come back forward, please? And then can you all join me for the offering blessing. Divine love flowing through me blesses and multiplies all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive, and I am grateful. All right, now it's time for some announcements. First up, we have Luke with an announcement, and then Minnassa will have some announcements.
Just wanted to remind everybody that next week will be Reverend Minnassa's 1-year anniversary with us, so please, give it up for Reverend Minnassa. just a reminder to show up and be present, please, next week if y'all can, and let's show up and show Reverend Minnassa the love that she so graciously shares with us every week. So, yeah, thank you.
So let me say that when it comes to my anniversary, I will give you the same prohibition that I give to Gail, is that please don't spend more than $10,000 on my gift. She has yet to do that, so. So next slide. So I'm off vacation. Those of you that join me in the morning at 8 a.m., we are back on track. And so my morning inspiration, daily inspirational call will resume. I'll see you tomorrow or meet you tomorrow at 8 a.m. Is that the right time? Okay. Like I'm out of practice. So for Pride Fest, we still need volunteers to sign up for shifts. Bloomington Pride Fest is August 23rd. There's a sign-up link on the screen. Did we put something in the newsletter to sign up? So all those things are available to you electronically. Just hold space. Luis and Melissa are coming back into the U.S. from Mexico. Let's just hold space. They get back in, because I have stuff for them to do. And we want them to. The truth comes out. They make it home safely and that we can get ready for that. The shifts are, last time they were 2 hours, I think they're 90 minutes. Yes, ma'am.
Update from Melissa is that the shift that needs coverage is the very last one, like at 7 o'clock at night to help take things down.
All right.
During the day, the shifts are full.
Oh, awesome. So you night owls that are ready to help take things down, please sign up. And you can show up at any time to just represent. I want people to see what a beautiful community we have, and that they're welcome and that they're loved. And so come on out. Anything else we need to cover? Any other announcements? No. All right, James, back to you.
I do have an announcement, a reminder. This weekend is Taste of Bloomington. My wonderful wife has been part of the planning committee for that. So please come out to the Taste of Bloomington on Saturday. There's like a $5 limit for all food items that are sold, so it is like truly a taste. No tickets. You get to walk around Kirkwood. So yeah, there we go. All right, please stand if you are comfortable and join me in our prayer for protection, and then we're going to circle up for our closing song. The light of God surrounds us, the love of God enfolds us, the power of God protects us, and the presence of God watches over us. Wherever we are, God is, and all is well.